Hello and what's up, my friends? It's Thunderbob here, and tonight I'm going to be checking out a new game. This is MISTROGUE, Mist and the Living Dungeons. And this is a new action RPG roguelike game with like a mystery dungeon kind of component to it. And this is from Polyscape Inc. This just actually went into Kickstart. I think the Kickstart just ended successfully like a week or two ago. I was sent a copy of what is going to be like the Kickstarter reward to check out by the developer. And this is a genre I've got like a lot of fondness for. I love action RPGs. I love Diablo, and then roguelikes. I love Hades and those style of games. So looking at the trailer, it's got some really interesting mechanics to it. It's like a living dungeon where it's like changing dynamically around you. Really intriguing stuff. I know this is pretty early. Like, it's not even, you can't buy this on Steam yet. There's a demo you can check out, and I believe if you contributed to the Kickstarter, you should get access to this demo if you haven't already. So we're going to check this out. One thing I was a little disappointed in, I noticed that it doesn't appear that ultra-wide is supported. Like, I can't go any higher than 2560 by 1440, and it says here that it's not supported in full screen. When I went to full screen, it kind of looked funky, but in a window, it does run, but just not in ultra-wide resolution. So this video will not be in ultra-wide. Typically, I like to play in ultra-wide when available. So if you're looking for that, it doesn't look like out of the box it's available. Otherwise, though, not a lot of graphics options here. I've got it running as high as I can. Got the controls here. It looks like keyboard or controller support. Looks kind of typical action RPG, though your skills are E, R, T. Yeah, well, let's jump in and we'll check this out. I might play, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, and I might maybe longer if I'm really enjoying this. Living Cave. And really all I know about this is watching the trailer so far. Mist. This is the living dungeon I've been looking for. I finally reached this place. Perhaps I could find that thing in this cave. After the exploring near the entrance, it is better to go back to Lutgar and prepare for the next adventure to go deeper in this cave. Lutgar? I like that name for a town in a action RPG, Lutgar. So I'm going to be finding lots of loot and taking it back there. Alright, so it's WASD movement. And that's why I was saying it has like this kind of interesting, like living, I just fell off the edge there. Living dungeon where it's like the world is kind of changing around you, and it's almost got like, not Hades, but the game prior to that the same developer made, Bastion, where like the world kind of builds around you. So left click is just a basic attack. And this is real time. So, like, feels like there's a big delay between when if I have a dodge, too. Like, I'm holding down the button, and it doesn't seem like you can just hold down. You have to, like, press it. But, like, that's as quickly as my guy can attack, it seems. It doesn't show any cooldown there, though, but it just feels like it should have a faster... Maybe you get, like, a quicker attack as you keep going. I got a sword. Alright. Weapon. Alright, so let's see, are you... Okay, that feels better. I gotta say, like, the default fist does not feel great. But I guess... I mean, when does fisting ever feel great? I got a combo attack. I'm like almost dead already. I leveled up. Can I zoom in or out? No. It doesn't appear that my mouse wheel... Yeah, I think this is like the default. And I also can't change. I can't see any way to change like the orientation. Like I can't rotate or anything. I like the little mini map up here. Very, very clear. That treasure chest. I can reach them if there are some footholds. This maze stone might be useful. Right tab to open inventory. Use May Stone towards the treasure chest. Okay. And it's gone. So those are like single-use items that open up new pathways, it seems like. In the trailer, I saw situations where like there were a bunch of enemies charging, and he was able to like collapse the bridge, like they were kind of approaching him on, and kill the enemies that way. So I'm assuming like you are going to have more control over the dungeon. Just, you know, going off of that trailer. Is there like an active block? There are no passages. Better to look around. Yeah, there's no skill book for that. But I do have a parry, which I would call that more of a roll than a parry. Like a parry usually makes me think of like, you know, you've got your sword and you're like countering. I think this is I think it was Japanese. I could be mistaken on that, but English is probably not the first language. The stone, this must be a portal stone. It seems that the blue ones bring people to the next floor of the dungeon. Let's give it a try. I need to go back to Lutgar down early. Hit the wrong key. So I can parry over the gap. It doesn't seem like there's any cooldown. I did see that there was a pretty substantial patch that they put out not long ago, and I think one of the items on there was to reduce or remove the cooldown on parry. It seems like there should be some kind of, like, I don't know, stamina, energy source, something, though. It feels a little weird that you could just endlessly do it. But now thinking back to, like, Zelda or something, I would just roll through all of Hyrule. So I kind of like unlimited rolling. This looks like a skill scroll. It seems that I can wield a new skill by using this to the weapon. It is better to use... Okay, I didn't get to read all of that. Sure. So it seems like you can get skills through, like, scrolls, and then you actually add them, like, your skills come from your weapons, it seems like. Interesting. So now I've got, on my right click, oh, but it's got a cooldown. Okay. So there are cooldowns on some skills. And you do have mana here also, so I must get mana abilities. I didn't pick a class at the beginning, so I'm assuming this is like a classless system that, you know, like a lot of action RPGs are very class-based. The floor starts to move. Is this also the Living Dungeon's will? I do think that text could use another pass. Like, at the beginning, he's like, I came to this dungeon to find that thing. And I'm not sure if they're, like, alluding to something, or they're just like, we don't know what that thing is yet. Or it's, like, a translation issue. I like the mechanic of, like, the dungeon shifting around, though. That's pretty clever. But you gotta wonder, like, can that carry throughout the whole game? Like, if this is how all of the levels are designed. Get some red bread. Did I get everything? Cause yeah, I think I got those chests, right? I think I did. We're gonna keep going. There's no turning around. What's a dude? Hey, Mist, it's been a while, bro. It's been a while, bro. By the way, who are you? What? I am Rex. Man, have you already forgotten me? We've explored the dungeons together before. Did we? Whatever. What are you doing right? Whatever, you haven't changed either. Right now, I'm based in Lutgar and working as a mercenary. Today I heard from Lupo that you're going into this cave, so that I'd help you out. Brought some equipment, a prepared treasure chest on the left and right, so please choose the equipment that suits you. Thank you. What's inside? On the left is the field dagger, which allows you to utilize speed. In the middle is the iron sword, which can stun enemies. On the right is the blood stinger, which has an HP absorption effect. That HP sounds like a lifesteal, which sounds pretty cool. I have one more bonus for you. Prepared a bracelet that enhances the performance of the weapon even further. Equipping it will allow you to use supportive skill. Synergy is more important than individual performance. Be sure to figure out what makes a good combination. Okay. Oh, there was a lot of things happening all at once. I'm kind of dumb, so my apologies, give me just a minute. So that gives me 50% healing. So is this just a new weapon? Yes. And it looks like it has its own like set of skills. So this has slash, which the first one had, but it also has blood strike. Deliver an attack with potency of 70 to all targets forward, gain HP by 50% of damage. So you get half of the damage you dealt back. So that's pretty cool. And I'm assuming that this number is how much damage. So it has the same damage as this old sword. So backslash did a ton more damage. But here I get some health back, which, I don't know, let's see. It depends how easy it is to get health. Like right now it doesn't seem super deep, but I'm enjoying it. This is early access, I think. Actually, it is going to be early access. This is just the Kickstarter demo, like I mentioned. And I believe there's only 2 levels available now, with more coming with the release of early access. And I don't know, the message said 2 levels. I don't know if that's like 2 biomes, because I'm on level, what, 4 at this point? Floor 4. I have this fullness meter, which I'm not completely sure what the benefit of being full is. It's interesting. Not a lot of action RPGs I can think of where, like, you had, like, that survival aspect with having to eat food. How do I... Okay, I got it. A little bit of puzzle aspect here. Yeah. Okay. I could see how this mechanic, you know, could be fleshed out, like, in kind of puzzly ways, and like how it could augment combat. I wish, after, like, you open that chest, it would disappear from the minimap, though, because I'm like... Now I'm like, did I clear that already? I'm thinking the lifesteal was definitely the way to go. Got that chest. Got that chest so we can keep moving on. I've been in Miami for the last week at a conference, and it rained. Like, I was there Monday through today's Friday. I'm recording this, and literally it rained for like 4 of the days I was there. I got no fun Miami. Like, I rode the monorail, mono mover or whatever, one day. Other than that, I was stuck in the hotel room. What's the fun of going to a conference that you don't get to, like, check out the city or the sights? God. Oh, I could roll again there. Wait, can I just keep rolling? I'm rolling. So I'm a little tired tonight. I probably won't be playing super late. Whoa, a lot of guys. Is this a trap? It's a trap! There are too many. Can I use Spellbook to resolve this situation? Can I? Generate 10 units of footholds in front of you. Alright, is that what it... Oh. Okay. Was that like a single use? Yeah, it's gone. But I have this like huge spell bar. I'm assuming you probably learn spells too? Like, I wonder, is there Oh, my fullness is empty. No, don't. Okay. So when your fullness empties out, you start dying. That's good to know. Clear the dungeon living cave entrance. Is that like, I cleared the dungeon? Or is this like a mission title? Like, you've got to go clear the dungeon. New dungeon living cave has been unlocked. Mist has returned to Lutgar. Mist's level becomes 1 due to the return. Huh? So your levels reset? Is that just because that was like the starting area? I got 1500 gold as a dungeon clear reward. Ah, that green portal stone connects to Lutgar, just as I thought. That cave, people say it has turned to be a living dungeon recently. It is better to explore deeper, but for now, let's take a rest. Hey, this way, Lupo. It's been a while. Keep with Lutgar for trading. That's about it. Do you explore the dungeons as usual? Have you found clues about him? No clue, but I've heard that recently a cave has become the living dungeon. That reeks of money? Okay. So, is she the trading person? How do I... Okay, F. F is how you... I have 24 gold. You can get small right bed that's 25%. Large it does 50. Seems like it's better to buy 2 small than 1 large, right? Right? Though the weight, maybe the weight is a factor, but... Restore HP, except I've got that healing thing, so I feel like that's not super critical. So there's a stun spellbook. Maze Stone. Knight Shield, which has an active ability. Cost 5 MV reduces damage. Okay, so you have like an active, like lower damage kind of thing on it. Will of the Brave. If HP is less than 50%, increases attack by 30%. If Guard of the Brave is active, this will activate regardless of HP. So it's a passive that you can activate also? Okay. I'm not going to buy anything because like, I don't really know. Like, you know, am I going to be seeing a bunch of critical rate? I feel like in Diablo, most of the early stuff is garbage because things drop so quickly. Are you going to the dungeon? Yes, I'm going. Her name is Storage Girl Latte. That's a name. Good to use as storage because the amount of items you can bring is limited and you will lose items and money if you run out. I will keep your items for you. Count on me. Thank you. So instead of a stash, you've got a Storage Girl Latte. So how much? I have a limited weight, it seems like. But I'm only using 5 out of 30 with all this stuff. I just don't know. You can leave items here. Capacity of storage is unlimited. Is weight the only limiting factor? Because, like, does this just keep filling up, I wonder? Oh, I didn't notice I did buy that, did I? I must have got it in the dungeon and not even noticed. I hate that G is inventory. I feel like it's supposed to be I. Or maybe C for character. Now we got those equipped. Also, I don't see any, like, character sheet. Like a skill tree or stat points or anything. Like, this seems to be it. So you got equipment, and your skills play off of your equipment. But, like, is there any leveling? Like my level reset when I finish that dungeon. I guess let's go do another dungeon, and that'll probably tell us. It's that guy again. Am I gouging deeper into the living cave? That probably means going. If you ever want to know useful information, feel free to talk to me. It seems like he didn't want to acknowledge that he knew Rex. So, like, I'm curious if there's more. I also, like, you can only... I can't go any further off the trail, like, this way. We have a very tiny village. It's a village that's tiny. It's got an old school feel to it, though. Like, it reminds me of, like, PlayStation 2 era, like, JRPG. So it's got weight limit 10. Is that, like, the weight you can take into that dungeon? Take out of? I wish it explained that a little bit more. So this, maybe it was just that starter and then this one, because these are locked. I don't know if they're locked because it's, you know, a demo or... Yes, so there is a death penalty. Six levels. Alright, we're gonna see if we can get to the bottom of this cave. I'm enjoying it. It definitely, at least at this stage, seems a little shallower. Like, obviously this is, you know, it's not even in early access yet. But mechanically speaking, it seems like you can customize your character through your items. And, like, when I level up, I don't see anywhere to, like, invest skill points, stat points. Like, the only way I can see to kind of customize your character is through gear. You have a lot of ring slots. I just noticed that. Look at that. You can use different skills by changing equipment. Like, one of my favorite things about action RPG games is designing your character from, like, the ground up. Like, you know, you can... Usually there's skill points, usually there's stat points. Usually you're customizing your character in some unique way. And if all of that has been relegated to gear, I feel like you lose something. And maybe I just haven't seen all those systems yet, but I think you would at least have, like, on the UI, you'd have, like, here is where you go to interact with that system, even if they haven't introduced it yet. But I'm assuming... Like, I have all these slots down here. I was thinking that I could just drag this down, but it doesn't seem to let me do that. And I don't want to click on it because I think it'll automatically use it. But if the only way to use these is literally to bring up your inventory, click on them, I feel like that's a little cumbersome. Even if they're single use, I feel like you should be able to drag them onto your bar. Like in the middle of a fight, you don't want to like, wait a minute, let me go in my inventory. So if you're looking for feedback, that's the only way to use those, that they go back. I feel like it would be better if you could just add them to your bar, even if they're single use. Ultra-wide support would be awesome too. Just throwing that out there. I love ultra-wide. My favorite way to play. I know it's kind of... some people hate them. Alright, so they got like a little warning on the way the attack's gonna come. Oh. Do I just keep pushing forward, or do I need to like really get all of the loot and level, like get all the experience I can before I press forward? I also haven't really messed with these maze stones yet. Again, oh, see, I was trying to bring it to my bar, and it doesn't seem like if I hit T or 1, like it doesn't go there on my. So like, is the intent like in the middle of combat, if you want to use those things, that you're supposed to pause? I feel like that's definitely something that could use a little refinement. I mean, for a game that's literally, it hasn't even officially gone into early access, it feels like a good starting point. Like, I've definitely played games that have been in early access for months that feel worse than this. Hell, I've played games that have been early access for years that feel worse than this. And it mostly feels like the base gameplay is pretty fun. It's just like the systems around it feel a little shallow. Oh, it got me. I'm stunned. And it's a Japanese developer, you know, it seems kind of like, it's not necessarily drawing all the inspiration from, you know, American action RPGs. Like, it feels a little bit like a Japanese role-playing game in real time. I thought I was going over the side. He still spit out fire even though he was dead. Let's see if I can... Oh, I was gonna try to double roll there. You cannot, apparently. I did it earlier, though. I don't know what I did differently. So if I... Yeah. I wonder, do you have to face, like, a particular direction to make those work? Or is it just... Oop, oop, oop. Like, is it predetermined? Like, when you use it, it's gonna open up that passageway? Yeah. I didn't look, but I'm assuming as I level up that I have, like, my stats are going up. I should look at when I have a second. I think my sword was doing 2 damage earlier on the stat screen. The cooldown on that blade feels excruciating at times. Oh, oh. I'm assuming, like, when I get more abilities, like... Oh, I didn't even notice that. Synergy skill. So is this showing me everything that can benefit from that healing effect? So these are like the healing skills in the game, I'm assuming. I didn't notice this though, but I could... Skill book of double whammy. Okay. Inflict stun for 2 seconds. Is that 15% chance when taking damage to inflict stun? Or is that like an active skill? Like, I don't have a skill in my bar, so I'm assuming that's probably, yeah, it's a passive. So it's kind of worded oddly, but it seems like 50% of the time when I take damage, I am able to, or I will benefit from that. I will stun the guy. Just worded kind of oddly. My health is low. I noticed they had some potions though. Can I... Again, I can't seem to like put those on my bar. Let's go look at item inventory, interact, weapon skills, shield/bracelet skills. And I've tried to equip it to... That would definitely be one thing. You've got all of these skill buttons down there. It definitely just seems weird to not be able to put any of those, like potions, single use, scrolls, on your skill bar. Because it's not bad, because when you bring this up, it does at least pause the action. But it kind of like, it takes you out of the combat, which I don't really love. I'll probably just get to the end of this dungeon and then like see what happens when I go back to town, and then assuming I can make it, I'd probably call it a night. So I want to use the thing to go back. Oh, that's the go to loot bar. I want to try to get to the end. Like, I think if I die, I don't know if you start over. I know it said you lose some of the items on your run. Oh yeah, I've got like 30 ring slots. It feels weird that you have 5 ring slots. Like, I have 10 fingers. Why can't I use 10 ring? I think the same thing in like Diablo, where they give you like 2 ring slots. It's like, you know, if I had these rings in real life that gave me like powers, I got 10 fingers, damn it. Give me 10 ring. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that looked like I should have made it a problem. That was some bullshit right there. I don't have... Like, all of these are not healing potions. Increased critical rate for 15 seconds. Increases attack. Gains experience. Okay, I do have... I really gotta use my heal effectively. It will hit multiple enemies if you do it just right, which I feel like you kind of have to. Ah! It's kind of funny when you're like on the side. He'll kind of like do that like like a cartoon, like Fred Flintstone or you know, Roadrunner running off the side and then like running in the air for a second feel to it. What are those? They have like poison? Oh. I just beat Final Fantasy VII Remake last night. I thought it was okay. But I have poison. Ooh, that lasts a long time. Why is this guy running away? Is that a loot goblin? Was that a loot goblin? Do they have loot goblins? Oh, I could not roll for some reason. I should say I could not parry. Again, I think you should rename that. Parry denotes something very different, in my mind. Oh, I did not mean to roll there. That was stupid of me. Let's try and pull this up. See, remove 5x5 units of footholds in front of you. I don't know if that was the way I was supposed to do that. I should have a lot of gold at this point. It definitely feels like the dungeons get bigger, like the deeper you go. Like, where is that crystal to keep going down? Because that one was the one that'll take me back up, which I don't want to do. I'm getting low on my rye bread. I don't know what... Oh, is that... Okay. Is that like denoting like a pathway that was there but hidden? Like the little flame... So you can just roll through them, that's good to know. It's funny, I was in Miami for a flood conference, and like 20 miles north of us in Fort Lauderdale, they had like a terrible flood. It was just like really funny coincidence. Not funny, because obviously people like, you know, their house is underwater and stuff, but I'm a floodplain manager in a mid-size city in the state of Florida. So I'm at a flood conference in a place that was pretty bigly impacted, if that's any word, by Hurricane Ian. So like definitely been dealing with flooding this year, to say the least. Can I... Oh, I think I could have walked across there. I was thinking like that was gonna hurt me. So many guys. I don't have a lot of health, so I'm just trying to like... Can I find the exit to the last floor? Because I really want to see what that last floor looks like. Oh, it hit me. Go. No, I don't want to go to Loop Bear, because I don't think I can come back. I think once you go to town, like you're... Oh, God. I forgot that those went away. I think once you go to town, your run is over. Oh, I wish you could make them hurt each other. That would be cool. I don't see... Maybe down there. I'm not sure where it wants me to go. I don't know how I would do this without having that lifesteal ability. Like, if I would have gone for the damaging one, maybe I'd kill guys fast enough. Alright, so this should be the last floor, right? Oh, it is a boss. The chief of those wolves. Oh, shit. And I missed with my healing spell. Do I have... Okay, I do. Is that on cooldown? Oh, I've just got multiple of them. Let's try, like, extra crit rate. I don't even know what crits do, actually. We did 7 damage with an exclamation point. I'm gonna die. Oh, I missed with the healing thing again. There's no way I'm gonna accomplish this. Oh, and my fullness meter. Okay. He's doing... Oh, every time I do my big attack, he dodges. I'm never gonna... Oh. Win or lose, I'm probably done after this fight. I'm gonna be very demoralized if I made it all the way here and then lose to the first boss. This is hard. He dodges like crazy. I feel like your roll, like sometimes in games your roll gives you like iframes. I swear I've rolled, like there I was rolling and it still hurt me. Is the intent that you can't take damage? I don't know. I'm gonna try. Oh. Ah. So I've lost the following items and money. So when you die, you do go back to town. So I lost 500 gold, which it's not bad because I made a ton of gold. Lost my 1 rye bread, stun spellbook, and 2 brain. She can be like, sorry you died. Nope. Cold. I definitely need more potion. Again, like it seems better to buy these, except there's a cooldown on them, so you can't just spam them. But these are a lot more gold. And I didn't get anything that uses MP yet. All of the spellbooks were like single use. I'm curious. Maybe you get spells later that use your mana instead of cooldowns. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna end it here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's definitely, it feels early. Like, obviously it's not even an early access yet. This is a Kickstarter pre-demo. And I think on the early access page, it said they intended at least 6 months of development. Like, it feels pretty early. I could definitely see at least 6 months, if not longer. But, like, the bones of the game feel pretty good. I like manipulating the dungeon. I do feel like the character needs more customization. Like, if this is the extent of it, is just, like, skills you get off of your gear. It feels very limited. And, like, spells, and not even able to put these on your bar, that feels very limiting. So, unless there's some other way to get spells and skills that I'm not seeing yet, it feels very limited. Yeah, if you got any thoughts on this, please drop me a comment below, and if you like what I'm doing here, please do like and subscribe. And just thank you once again for watching, everyone. Have a great evening.